Let me say good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio. Good morning to you once again. To those of you viewing GBN TV, welcome to The Point. It's Thursday, the 6th day of March, 2025. I'm your host, GT. Let me say good morning to, of course, my rep this morning from the RGPF. We have, of course, Inspector Bedeau with us this morning, and she's from the Telesford Police Station, right?
Yes.
The Telesford Police Station. Of course, our conversation this morning, we're talking, is it women within the RGPF?
Yes.
Or the growing role of women?
The role of women within the
RGPF.
Yes.
Inspector Bedeau, good morning and welcome to the program this morning.
Good morning to you, JT, and good morning to our listening and viewing public.
All right, it's nice to have you on the program this morning. Our conversation this morning, as we mentioned, of course, the growing role of women within the RGPF. If we could get the conversations starting this way. Folks would say, how important it is, if I could ask this question off the bat, how important it is for women, within the police force.
Women plays a significant role within the police force. It is very, very important for women to be accounted for in the mix of the RGPF. We have specific roles that women play in the RGPF in terms of mentorship. You know, woman is the best mentor for other women. As I say, before we had women in non-traditional policing areas.
Yes.
Now women have breaking that barrier. So we are in all stations and division, and as I say, we play a very important role in policing. You know,
in the earlier roles, folks will say women will be more in the internal part of the police force.
Yes.
You may not see much women, if maybe in your younger age, maybe you never see much female police officers on the streets, as you would say. It's always the male is the one that seems to have that dominant role.
Right.
Folks who will sign up to become a police always seem to be the male figures you'll see, or men per se. They are the ones that are signing up to become police officers in the early days. But you have just mentioned.
Because in the past, if I should say, in the past, women's role in the RGPF was very specific.
Okay.
You know, women were enlisted with a lot of the soft skills, the secretarial work, the dealing with women and children, delinquent children, you know, and so we have since evolved. So women, as I say, we are in all aspects of policing. We are in CID, we are in SSU, we are in Coast Guard, we are in all part of the RGPF. Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. So it leads to my next one. That growing role of women in policing. Talk to me about that, and put that in context for me. That growing role that women has now developed in policing per se.
Okay, and as I said before, as I mentioned previously, in the past, I think the highest rank that a woman ever attained in the RGPF is Superintendent of Police.
Okay.
Right. Now we have women in the RGPF who are in charge of departments and divisions.
Yes.
I am in charge of Sutter's Police Station, and that is a very big policing area.
All right.
We have had women in the past who were in charge of division and second in charge of division.
Okay.
We have women in management positions in the force. So we are evolving.
Right.
We are growing.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, and how happy are you being able to be, say, you're in charge of the police? How have you, as a police officer, a female police officer yourself, how happy are you to see how women have grown within the RGPF? How happy are you for that?
Yes, I am very, very happy because, as I say, women, we are achieving. You know, academically, we are achieving. We are right there with the men. And we are being recognized.
All right.
You know, promotion is now on merits, and women are being recognized.
All right.
We are right there doing what.
Tell me, there's always that unique qualities and skills that women bring to policing. Talk to me about some of that unique skill and qualities that a female officer will bring.
Okay, in our operations, I believe that women see better outcomes. Policing outcomes.
Is it because of the softer side of it?
Well,
or there are women who could be hardcore, they would, as some folks would say.
Yes, but for instance, generally, women use less force when dealing with issues.
All right.
Instead, we try to de-escalate situations.
All right.
We are not subjects of lawsuit, and so and so we in terms of, as I mentioned before, dealing with women who are raped, sexual offense cases, and the domestic cases, we play a very critical role there, and I believe generally women, the general public view women as being, more compassionate, more honest. We are more discretionary in our arrests and stuff. So we
some guys would prefer to be arrested by a female than a male. I understand. Understand that for sure.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the leadership and career advancements. You spoke a wee bit. You have gotten to the position of being an inspector.
Right.
All right. Tell us a wee bit about leadership and career advancement for women in the police.
All right. So if I should go back, we have the longest serving woman police at present. She was enlisted in June 1985.
Okay.
And she was only able to reach the rank of sergeant.
All right.
So she's getting ready to retire.
All right.
And so you can see what I'm speaking about. But leadership in the RGPF, we, as I said, we have had a few women who have attained the rank of superintendent of police. As we speak, there is 0% representation in the force executive.
Okay.
So we have no female in the force executive. We have less than 5% of women in leadership and management position within the force. But as I say, we are achieving, and I believe that that leadership has nothing to do with rank.
Okay.
You can be a high-ranking officer or in the top of your organization, and you're not a leader.
So true.
Likewise, you can be lower in the organization with no authority, but because in your dealings you are looking out for people and you're seeking people's interests, so the general staff also will gravitate to you and follow you.
So you have a leadership position.
You have the leadership position,
even though the status of your rank.
Exactly, and I speak about courage, how women are courageous. I believe that courage is one of the qualities of a leader that is understated.
Yeah.
Yes, because people see good leaders as being charismatic, having vision, being able to communicate.
Yeah.
But I believe having the courage to challenge the truth, having the courage to speak truth to power, having the courage to stand up for people and stand up for yourself even when you're the only person standing, I believe that is a test of true leadership.
Right.
And we can find that in women police within the RGPF.
All right.
Yeah.
I have known of female police officers who have gone through the ranks and have making a name for themselves. I don't want to call all their names right now, but I know there are a few of them who have gone through the ranks, who have doing great things externally in terms of achieving and soon to be back and of course and sharing what they have learned from being out there. But still, there's still a minimum amount of police officers, especially in a Grenadian society, of police officers wanting to get to that. Is it something that is deterring them from wanting to exceed to that level? Female police officers? Not at
this point. Probably in the past, because now, as I say, promotion is on merit.
Yes.
And we see women achieving. It will take some time to get there.
Yeah.
But we are slowly getting there.
All right, great. We're due for a break. Let's take our first break. In the second we come back, we have much more to talk about as we continue here on the program this morning. It's to the point here on Classic Radio. We have with us this morning Inspector Bedeau. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stay with us, Classic Radio GBN TV. Don't touch it out.
Choice Promotions in association with Investment Migration Agency of Grenada, together with our Riser Credit Union, presents the inaugural Virgin Parish Relay Meet. This is the real Mini Olympics, Saturday, March 8th, Lassages Playing Field in St. David. Relay action featuring the top clubs and schools from across Grenada, competing for cash prizes and more. Come see the nation's best athletes as they prepare for Intercall and Carifta Games 2025. First call to action is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, featuring live entertainment and excitement in the tug-of-war competition. Admission $10 adults, $5 children. Come to Virgin Parish, St. David on Saturday, March 8th for the Virgin Parish Relay Meet. Come share in the excitement and speed and see you there.
In observance of International Women's Day on March 8th, GBN will air a special program on March 6th, Women's Voices for Change, from 10 a.m. across all GBN platforms. Join us as we share the stories of ceiling breakers, barrier busters, and inspiring women. Don't miss this special Women's Day program on GBN, Thursday, March 6th from 10 a.m.
Coming up, Carnival was in the air as Exodus played its part once again. Home away from home, Barbadian style. Antigua's Black Pineapple, locally grown and good for you too. Top-level sports featuring tomorrow's talents. It's all next on this station.
Once again, of course, listeners and viewers, those of you via our social media platforms, let me say good morning to you also and welcome. Welcome back, Inspector Bedeau, on the program this morning. And of course, our focus this morning, we're talking, of course, about female officers within the RGPF, the impact that they are making and so forth. And certainly, when we do get through the course of this program this morning, there are probably females out there who may be thinking of wanting to get into the RGPF and probably been holding back for whatever reason. And I know they possess that quality of becoming a good police or female officer. And we certainly will get the encouragement to enlist and be part of the police force. All that. My next segment of question is going to lead along this direction. Now, the impact of the police culture. Someone will say, how best could you describe police culture, especially in terms of a female, police officer? And of course, there's also that public perception of how an individual should be, especially as a female officer. So, talk to me in relation to that. Tell us a wee bit that impact of the police culture, especially when it comes to female police officers.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, women police were recruited to deal with basically certain issues. Now we have seen change. We have moved away from that, and we are seeing now that women are being recruited at a higher rate.
Yeah.
I believe we had one female politician who rallied for higher women representation within the RGPF.
All right.
And so during recruitment, we see almost 25% of the recruits being females.
Okay.
Yes. So we have since changed, but I believe that I don't think that that the number of women has anything to do with the culture of the organization. What I think simply increasing the women in the organization will not do it.
Yeah.
Will not change the culture. What we need for organizational change is for women to navigate their feet within the organization.
Okay.
As I say,
that's a wee bit for me.
Okay. As I say. as I say, we have at present there is zero representation of women in the RGPF. So we haven't had a woman, not now, not before, who were ever in the executive position of the RGPF, and I mean from ACPs and up.
Yes.
ACPs to commissioner level. Therefore, we need the meaningful cultural change. To achieve that, it must be intentional. I believe that women must be a broader part of the advancement of the force. There must be a strategy to include women in decision making in the force, in whatever activity in the force.
Yes.
There must be we must have that. We must have that intention from the RGPF executive level to get women involved, because GT, as I say, that 0% representation of women in the executive position mean that less than 25% of the female within the RGPF are non-represented within the force executive.
Okay.
And that means that 50% of our population doesn't have a perspective where the RGPF is concerned. And only a woman could understand, how a woman feel or a woman need, if you understand.
Some men, we try to get that way, but it's impossible.
I know. So I believe that we need women in the hierarchy of the force, trusting women that you can trust, that the younger female can trust and will be able to engage and let our voices be heard.
What difference do you think that will actually make, getting a woman to that executive level of the force? What difference do you think it will actually make, especially for the females within the force, inclusive of yourself?
Okay, when I joined the force, I was privileged to have a mentor. Yeah, as a young constable, I had my mentor was Linda Toussaint, ex-sergeant, and in my latter years, I have ASP Stanislaus as a mentor. These two women were instrumental in my career development. Even now, as we speak, they still encourage me to achieve, to go for higher achievement. And I believe that so if we have the woman in that position can speak for the women.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. But I'm still looking for you to share more for me, especially you spoke about a lot about the culture, but that public perception now that folks look forward to for females. Talk to me in relation to that.
Okay.
The public perception plays a major role.
Right.
Also.
Yes.
How the public will view you as a female police officer. Speak to me in relation to that.
Okay. I believe generally the public view female police officers as being courageous, because as I know, female policing are seen basically as a male career, and you can see that that within the institution we are is a male dominated institution. But in the past where recruitment was based on people's physique and their appearance, and so that has since changed. So people see women police now as being tough, being firm. We are expected to hold ourselves to a different level than the general public, because we are measured with a different yardstick.
I agree.
So it is okay for public servant or any other female to do certain things that generally the public would not accept from a police, because when you're a law enforcer, law enforcement is a big deal. It's a big thing. We expect people to be professional.
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe that when you're professional in your dealings, half of your job is already being done. Yeah.
Yes.
Women are. I think women are more on the professional side. It is not easy for a woman to go out there and arrest a man. Physical arrest a person who is right.
And you would say being manhandled.
Exactly. But as I say, we use tact.
Yes.
Yeah, we we operate at a professional level, and we use TAC in our dealings. So women we are getting there. We are striving to achieve higher position within the force, and I think the general public is aware that women are right there, and we're performing just as good and sometimes better than the male officers.
I want to get this a little bit personal to you. You being in charge of the Telesford police station, what are some of the challenges that you have incur, especially being the head of it? And as you said, a vast majority of who are under you are men, I assume. What are some of the challenges that you face being the female in charge?
Okay, being the female in charge doesn't really pose any challenge for me at the station, because my officers understand my role, and they know the reason why I am placed where I am placed. So
there's a mutual respect.
There's a mutual respect, yes, and they understand that. Even the general public, the Sutter's policing area, the people in Sutter's policing area,
the community as a whole,
right? I have had dealings with them. They will come in the station. They want to speak to the person in charge. And my motto is that when you come in the police station, when if you have an issue, when you leave, you're supposed to be feeling better than when you get in the station. Okay. So as I say, it's about providing that service. We are public servants. We are being paid to serve the public, and my intention is to serve the public at the highest level. Being a servant, GT is not an easy thing to be a servant, but when you're being a state actor, to act on behalf of the state, to serve people, I believe that is a really, really good thing, you know?
I agree with that. Yeah. So there's always that challenges that female officers have to overcome. Overcoming those challenges out there that comes to daily breaking. Breaking the stereotypes. This should be from we mentioned a whole lot about that. That should be more for men and not for the women and so forth. Tell me a wee bit. Overcoming the challenges, breaking the stereotypes. Talk to me a wee bit in relation to that for female police officers in general.
Right. As I said that before in the past, female were recruited at a fewer rate. We were promoted also at a fewer rate. Okay. We were even being recognized at a lower rate than our male counterpart. But at present, as I say, we are in all divisions, we are in all departments, we are taking on the men role. We are being specialized in varying areas. We have one of our specialists is in IT specialist in charge of the IT unit. Yes. So we're breaking that barrier. We are also, as I say, we are very courageous. We are very courageous as a woman in the force, and we're breaking that barrier.
What has brought about that change in the whole perception of women in the police force? What has brought about that change?
Well, I think we're looking for equality too. And we're not limiting ourselves. We are aiming for to achieve highly, and so to achieve highly, we have to put ourselves in position academically, physically, and we have to be right there in the forefront, knocking. So when you see Inspector Bedeau is elevated, Inspector Bedeau has worked her way to obtain. So as I say that we have a lot of women officers who are in universities, who are achieving higher education, and so we are we are speaking for ourselves.
All right, great. Great. Hey, folks, it's To The Point here on Classic Radio GBN TV. We drew for a break, a second break for the program for the morning. When we come back, we have more in the conversation. And don't forget also the listener and viewing public, the opportunity to come around. If you do have a question or two, if this is conversation that relates, especially females out there who are listening this morning, and for some reason what we're speaking about is grabbing your attention, feel free to join us in the conversation this morning. Stay with us here, Classic Radio GBN TV. We will be right back after the short break.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the number one.
Grenada. It's time to feel the adrenaline and crown national champions. The Horizon National Championship 2025 is expected to be bigger, faster, and more thrilling than ever. Mark your calendars for March 15th and 16th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. The nation's best athletes will battle for glory in electrifying races, soaring jumps, and powerful throws. Admission, finish line $30, main stand $20, bleachers $10. Speed, strength, and heart-stopping finishes. It's all happening from 11 a.m. daily. Be there to witness future Grenadian stars. Get your tickets now at Grenadian Optical, Melville Street, St. George, and Spiceland Mall, Grand Anse, and GoToFed.com.
Got something to share?
Call us at 440-1252.
WhatsApp 405-3052 or 407-8458.
Or email gbnnews@gbn.gd.
GBN News, first, accurate, voted number one.
Looking to take your business to new heights? Advertise with GBN on our social media platforms and get noticed by our 138,000 plus followers. Reach a massive engaged audience ready to connect with your brand. No matter your business size, GBN is here to help you grow. Contact us today at admin@gbn.gd or WhatsApp 407-8458 to get started.
Welcome back once again, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV. Of course, we have with us this morning Inspector Bedeau, of course, of the RGPF. She's, of course, in charge of the Satires Police Department up there. And we're talking this morning women in policing in general and the roles they play. Of course, we have covered so much ground already in terms of, that I would certainly encourage. But in this segment, before I've seen the phones are ringing already, so I certainly know there are folks who may want to ask you a question or two. But before we entertain the calls, the option of encouraging, more women to enlist into the RGPF. You said we're not saying that there aren't females enlisting, but we'd like to see more.
Right.
I'm not sure if the stats raise, if you compare, there's probably a 60-40 or 70-30% in terms of women compared to men enlisting.
25-75.
25.
25-75.
25-75. So we're looking for a 50-50 in terms of enlisting, if that is possible. Tell us about it. I want you now to offer some encouragement to females who are listening here, who are probably always had the desire of wanting to become a police officer. And as we talk about the stigma, we talk about all these things, the stereotype, and how they will feel about, so there's always that negative talk that is out there from folks that may just discourage you from wanting to become a police officer, especially for the females. Right. Offer some advice to them or encourage them to enlist and become female police officers.
Yes. The Royal Grenada Police Force and policing in general. Yeah. I want to encourage women to enlist themselves in the organization. Policing career is a very, very good career for female officers. I mean, the discipline is really, really good, and there is a lot to achieve being a woman police. Now we have areas, the policing is diverse, so we have a lot of different areas in Grenada. You know, the police are immigration officers, they are fire, Coast Guard. Most other countries, these are different institutions.
Okay.
But in the Royal Grenada Police Force, we have that under the police.
All right.
And as I say, we are very diverse. So you can whatever skill set you have, you can find a fit within the organization.
So there's opportunities to grow.
Right, there's opportunities to grow. And so we I want to encourage women to join the RGPF. It help being a police also help with your parenting skills. You know, women our the maternal side.
Yeah.
Being in the organization, obtaining that discipline help with bringing up our children. So as I say, whatever you want to specialize yourself in within policing, you can get an opportunity to do that within the RGPF.
Just take that first step to becoming
right. And that's why I always think that say that police in Grenada is one of the areas where you join the organization and you're permanent.
Yeah.
Most of the organization you have to you're on contract for quite a while.
Once you become a
police, you're on probation for 2 years, but you're permanent.
Yes.
And I want to encourage women to do not limit yourself and do not tell yourself you can do it. Policing is for men and so.
Yeah.
You know. We have the status quo have since changed. We are doing the same things that the men are doing, and we are giving a good account of ourselves.
I know sometimes the deterrent is the physical part of things. You sometimes you have to do a lot of physical work, jogging, and the exercise. Some women may not want to do that.
And that's just during initial training.
During initial
training, GT, you are in training school, so you are well rested. You get up early in the morning. You have a strict timetable a program that you follow.
Yes.
And so it's not anything hard and fast. And the physical is good. It toughen you up. You know, certain things you may do and ask yourself, why am I doing that? Yeah. But the training are preparing you for the world out there, you know.
When you get onto the streets and so forth.
Right. And policing is I always say one of the job that you're being paid to train.
Yeah.
You are being paid to train. And the training is so important because we're dealing with the law. And when you're dealing with the law, you must know. You cannot whoop.
Yeah.
You must know the law to apply it. So that's why the training is so long, but it is really, really good.
Because as you said, and with all that you've said in the final analysis, it makes you a better person.
Make you a better person.
It makes you a better person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you go along with what is expected of you, being a better person is certainly with the final outcome.
Of course.
All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. If you do have a question or two, you may like to ask Inspector Bedeau. You may be interested to becoming an officer, and just general questions you would like to ask, feel free to do so in this segment. We do have a first caller via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And I want to commend the RGPF and especially the women, and to congratulate them on the way they are doing for the community. And in that respect, not a question, but in collaboration with the Royal Grenada Police Force, the St. George Northeast Disaster Management Committee will present a forum on bushfire prevention and awareness today, Thursday, 6 March at 6 p.m. at the New Hampshire Community Center. So you want to encourage persons in the vicinity of Willis, New Hampshire, Annandale, and the entire village to come out to that event, because now we are in the dry season and persons tend to burn bush at this time. So we want to make the public be aware what are the pros and the cons for this forum. So I want to invite, and thanks to the Inspector Bedeau for all that you are doing and all the women are doing, and we want to encourage young women to join. Thank you very much.
Thank you also. Appreciate your contribution.
I'm holding.
Caller, you're live. Good morning. Caller, whatever device you have in the background, please lower it.
Turn it down. Yes.
All right, 435-2041, 435-2041. Caller, when you get that together, you could always call us back, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
And good morning to your guest. Now, as a retired teacher, I learned, even from the dictionary pronunciation, W-O-M-A-N is woman, and W-O-M-E-N is pronounced women. But I am hearing everybody saying woman, so I'm just making an observation here. Bless you. Bye-bye.
Have a good morning, sir. 435-2041, 435-2041. If you do have a question or two you may like to ask, feel free to do so in the segment. With us this morning, of course, we have Inspector Bedeau from the St. Patrick Police Station, folks, and she's with us this morning, and we're talking about the overall development of female police officers. And if you're interested in becoming an officer, this is the opportunity to do so. I think there's a recruitment drive on right now, right? Am I? Is that?
I'm not certain.
You know, certain. I think I heard that. There's a recruitment drive. 435-2041. That's the number. Now, female officers in Grenada, we have seen the growth and continue to see the growth of it. What more would you like to see, especially in terms of the police women in Grenada? What more would you like to see in the overall development of them?
Okay, I would like to see women police standing up for women, standing up for being a voice for other women, engaging women. I know right now we are in the community policing era. Yes, so we have moved from the traditional era. We have passed the political era, and we're now into the community policing era. Now, we might be women police, and we have our specific job doing within the stations and departments. But what I would like to see is more women going out there and engaging the public, getting involved in parenting programs, getting into the schools and having presentations and so in PTA, you know, because we have a lot of young children in school that need a lot of help. So we can offer that mentorship. So we can offer that mentorship. We presently the RGPF is on a drive to establish police children club within all the different stations and policing areas. Yes. The children are very, very interested. The principal are very, very very excited about it, and so we want to use that medium where we can, you know, kind of get into the lives of the children from since young, and try to mentor and steer them into the right direction. Okay, we do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Yes, good day. How are you?
Doing good, sir. Good, right ahead, please.
I just want to say something here. Like sometimes I see policemen on patrol, but I know long ago what they used to do is like they have police and women, because we is a country that deal with women and police. So like if something happened with a lady, then after the woman police will more intervene than the man, because sometimes they, by wrestling or something, the policeman may touch some part of the woman, which is not good. They may look press a charge against them for touching them. So what I'm saying is, in patrolling, I feel it should be women and men in patrolling.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution. Any response to the caller in relation to that, in terms of what he mentioned? Well,
I know patrol duty is not confined just to men. So probably, I don't know where the caller.
I mean, most times you see a female and a male.
Yes, but a female and a male. Yes, and sometimes you see just female patrolling. Yes. But as he said, that's a thing we have to encourage, the mix of the patrol. Yeah. So that when anything should occur, we'll have both sexes there to deal with it, you know. But yes, but sometimes the exigencies of the work we really cannot have And as I say, you look at the ratio of male to female. So sometimes,
75 to 25.
Right, so sometimes you don't have...
enough to have that 50-50 balance.
But to try as much as possible to balance it.
All right. Hey, folks, 435-2041. 435-2041. We do have another caller on the line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Go right ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I congratulate Inspector Bedeau on her presentation this morning and highlighting the work of women in the police force. But I would like to, in my days, I recognize, women only reach the rank of inspector of police. And that brings me back to Inspector Norma Gahagan and Nellie Monroe. That was the two female officers in the top echelon of the police force. But what I like to highlight is that women in the force, yes. But if you ask anybody who name a woman, if I remember the program, name a woman in the police force, everybody will tell you Sergeant who did something in the police. Everybody in Germany say Sergeant Smith. She's one of the most respected female police officers. I'm yet to see another Sergeant Smith. Inspector Bedeau, will we see one shortly? Have a good one.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. And of course, you will see one very, very soon.
All right. 435-2041. We have approximately just around 10 minutes or so left on today's program. So, folks, if you do have a question or two you may like to ask, feel free to do so. You can also do so via the WhatsApp 435. You want to make a contribution, maybe just a comment via WhatsApp, you can feel free to do so also. Or you have the option of calling 435-2041. Inspector Bedeau, let's take another break, and when we come back, we still entertain more of your calls and we continue the conversation. Stay with us. To the Point, Classic Radio, GBN TV. We'll be right back.
All around the world, rat infestation.
Choice Promotions in association with Investment Migration Agency of Grenada, together with our Riser Credit Union, presents the inaugural Virgin Parish Relay Meet. This is the real Mini Olympics, Saturday, March 8th. Lassa Just Playing Field in St. David. Relay action featuring the top clubs and schools from across Grenada, competing for cash prizes and more. Come see the nation's best athletes as they prepare for Intercall and Carifta Games 2025. First call to action is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, featuring live entertainment and excitement in the tug-of-war competition. Admission $10 adults, $5 children. Come to Virgin Parish, St. David on Saturday, March 8th for the Virgin Parish Relay Meet. Come share in the excitement and speed and see you there.
In observance of International Women's Day on March 8th, GBN will air a special program on March 6th. Women's Voices for Change from 10 a.m. across all GBN platforms. Join us as we share the stories of ceiling breakers, barrier busters, and inspiring women. Don't miss this special Women's Day program on GBN, Thursday, March 6th from 10 a.m.
Welcome back once again. Welcome back to our listeners. Welcome back to our viewers. Don't forget the lines are open, 435-2041, both WhatsApp and the direct number. You can call us. We do have a caller online. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you.
And good morning to the police.
Good morning.
Officer Prison. Inspector, I think she had reached to Superintendent or ASP, another very police woman who was very high. It was Magdalene Duncan. I don't know if this lady would remember her. That was some years ago. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. Yes. Thank you a whole lot.
435, Ms. Duncan.
Yes. 435-2041. We have approximately just around 4 minutes or so. We have an early wrap for today's program. We do have another program coming up at the top of the hour, so we're going to have an early wrap for today's edition of To The Point. Inspector Bedeau, let's get some closing contributions from you this morning. I guess we may have exhausted the calls already a wee bit. Anything you want to say in closing before we take a wrap this morning?
Okay, I believe the role of women in law enforcement has evolved significantly over time. And so, despite the challenges that we are being faced with, women have proven themselves worthy to be parts of the organization. We are making substantial contribution to the policing field, and we have unique perspectives that will be beneficial to that benefits the entire population. We bring to the fore, problem solving skills and other soft skills. And so I want to take this opportunity to ask or to call out there for women to be enlisted, to come in and have your own experience within the RGPF.
Yes, we
do waiting and ready to welcome you.
All right, and this program coincides nicely with, of course, it's the International Women's Day tomorrow.
Yes,
and so they're encouraging for women to become police officers, and so especially the younger women today who are there and maybe looking to start a career.
Of course,
becoming a police officer is certainly one of the directions you can certainly do. There's a vast amount of opportunities within the police force that you can expel on.
Yes.
It's just not going to be a regular officer. Once you have the motivation to of course expand yourself, certainly there's opportunity.
Of course.
Inspector Bedeau, I want to thank you once again. Thanks for coming in this morning. Certainly appreciate you being here, and certainly hope this program will encourage lots of females out there who wants to become officers to enlist. And so we hope that next time you come and tell me, well, this program has, encouraged a lot of females to join the force. And we see the ratio suddenly changes a whole lot.
Yes.
50-50 in terms of men and women,
of course,
enlisting.
Yes.
Thank you once again.
You're most welcome.
Hey, folks, that's what we're going to take a wrap for this edition of To The Point for today. Join me again tomorrow for another edition. Not sure we're going to have tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the budget, so more or less we may not have a program tomorrow, but join me again for another edition of To The Point. Stay with us, folks. Don't touch it out.